want to bring in a father now who knows this pain all too well. Tony Montalto's 14-year-old daughter, Gina, was murdered at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida in 2018. In his moments of darkness, he founded StandWithParkland.org, which focuses on public safety reforms. And Tony, it's nice to see your face, not under these circumstances. We've spoken before about your beautiful daughter, Gina, and now here we are again. How are you doing?
Well, the news out of Texas this week was devastating to all the families that founded Stand With Parkland. It brought us right back to the terrible day in February of 2018 when many of us found out that our children were murdered in their school.
And these new questions regarding law enforcement and its response in Texas, things are still unfolding. This is still an active investigation. But of course, the security guard in Parkland who waited outside, who didn't go inside, who didn't engage the shooter, was a major focus of the reforms that you and other families have initiated. This must bring back a lot of memories.
It sadly has a lot of similarities to what happened in Parkland. It appears the complacency of not having the doors locked to allow easy access. And sadly, there was no, at least as reported lately, there was no school resource officer inside the building to help address the threat. Of course, any delay when children's lives are at stake is too long. And we know that current training is to address the threat immediately and stop the killing.
Do you feel like things have come a long way since Parkland, that you've been effective and you and other parents and survivors of the student body have been effective in stopping school shootings like this? Or does this feel like we're just right back where we started?
We are definitely not where we started. However, clearly more needs to be done. Here in Florida, we've passed some form of school safety legislation for 5 sessions in a row, addressing everything from hardening the campus to more money for mental health to the most significant firearms reforms we saw in the state for the last 20 years. Despite the cries of the far right, the sky has not fallen upon gun owners here in Florida. They still hunt. People can still protect themselves. We have to learn to find the balance between the rights in the Second Amendment and protecting the rest of us. Some simple steps that we could take are providing background checks when you purchase a weapon. When the weapon is purchased, we must demand having safe storage of the weapon where it's not going to be accessed by children, where it's not likely to be stolen. And finally, what we feel is one of the most effective things and something Congress could certainly do is pass a red flag law or an extreme risk protection law, which requires someone who is deemed a threat to themselves or others to have their weapons removed until they're proved that they're not a threat. The person in question should be allowed due process, like we do here in Florida's law. But ultimately, finding people that are troubled, we need to take the weapons from them. And conversely, that allows firearms to remain in the hands of responsible owners and does not affect anybody's Second Amendment right.
I know you all have done so much and really inspired the country. Before I let you go, what is your advice to the parents now who are trying to survive the next hours and weeks and months?
Well, to the parents, I'm going to say just try and breathe. Just try and get through every hour by hour. It's very, very difficult, of course, to do that. Always remember those who were taken from you. We wish them luck on finding a way each day to move around the pain. Sadly, it never goes away. To the rest of us, though, there's another bill in Congress with bipartisan support called the EAGLES Act. And the EAGLES Act would provide increased funding to the U.S. Secret Service and the National Threat Assessment Center so they could continue their research into school shootings and how to prevent them. Following their research, they would go out throughout the nation and provide free training to our school officials, our mental health professionals, and our law enforcement professionals to spot someone who's eliciting troubling behavior and then get them the help they need before they resort to violence. We have to have this country come together as an American family and start solving problems. We need to look for solutions and not look for barricades.
All right.
The political middle needs to be heard. Thank you.
Tony Montalto, thank you so much, and our thoughts are with you as always.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.